Asian men, they're kind of on the level of white men.
In the sense of what?
They kind of feel like they're better than you for the most part, and they still want to see your big black dick. Because most Asian men are, well, the ones that I've seen, and I've only seen like maybe 3, and the ones in porn.
So Puerto Rican men,
they need to be circumcised. Like 85% of Puerto Rican guys are uncircumcised, and that's gross. It's 2009.
So 85% of the
Well, that's why I don't date Puerto Rican guys.
You don't date Puerto Rican guys because?
Most of them are uncircumcised.
And so have you ever strictly had a friendship in the gay community with Puerto Rican men, Asian men, and white men?
Yeah, I have. And they've been cool. I mean, most of them have been like more mellow, and they tended to like black guys and hang out in urban clubs. But, for the most part, the ones I met outside of those, they've been very much stuck in their own, like, we only date white little bubble butt twinks, and we only date, our little Puerto Rican Latino heat stallions. That's kind of how like each race is. Like most black guys only date black guys unless you're young and you want an older white sugar daddy. Which
a lot of people I dated and a lot of my friends who are black, they're come from either broken families or they're raised by grandmothers and things like that. But their family unit seems to be closer. And I can actually say this also for a couple of the white Jewish guys I've dated. Their families are very, very close.
Can you see a day when we all sort of are meshed? Because we're all a minority, you know what I mean? Being gay is, we're all a minority. Do you see a day when we sort of would all mesh together to exist?
Ideally, yeah.
And can you see that day coming anytime soon?
Probably not.
Because?
It takes, just in history, it takes a long time for something to finally get through. More than a lifetime. So, probably not in my lifetime.
I feel that even though we all fight the same collective struggles, you still feel like it's sort of just normal policy that we fight them separately.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see a problem with people, the way it is right now. I mean, we have some rights that we have to take care of, as a community, as a gay community.
Right.
But as far as the blacks and Puerto Ricans and whites hanging out all together still, I don't see a problem with it.
You don't see a problem with it happening, or that it's not happening?
That is not happening.
That is not.
Also too, with races and balls, my house in particular, I think that we have broadened our horizons by allowing people of everybody's really has a fair chance to become a member of our house. Race isn't looked at whatsoever. We have white people, we have Asians, we have blacks, we have Latinos, we have people from different islands. Our house is really made up of a lot of exotic races. A lot of different things goes into the mixing pot that makes it a great foundation.
So the House of Mugler in the ballroom community of the larger gay community, it basically incorporates all ethnic races into your regiment to walk all categories.
Yes, I'm proud to say that we do. We have one of those houses that have overcome, I think, anything that would be even the mere thought of thinking about judging someone as on their color. It's strictly on the talent alone and what type of person they are.
But as a community, gay and lesbians and LGBTs, we're already, according to some people in society, marginalized. Our voice is marginalized, and I think that collectively we can make a much larger sound. Because could you imagine the groundswell that would happen if 50% of the people that identify with the church that I talked about stood up in their own churches, collectively, and said, this is crazy. I'm a gay man, but I still believe in God, and I still believe in Jesus. You know, what's wrong with that? And just said it like that. What's wrong with that?
As far as like the causes, I think that we all should band together to fight for like equal rights. But as far as like, you know, the club stuff and what you prefer, personally, it's okay, because at the white clubs you have your black night, and then for the rest of the week you have your white night. You might have a Latino night one night of the month, but everyone goes for what they want. White guys still majority like white guys, black guys like black guys, and there's some that like, you know, the other one. You can go on that night when you want to see your white guys, and the white guys can go on the night when they want to see their black guys. But I mean, it is what it is.
Do you have a preference?
Of course, I like black guys.
And you prefer to strictly only party and sort of socialize in the gay community with black men?
No, I like partying with white people. Like I said, I go to a white bar on Fridays. White people party hard, they have a good time, and they're very free-spirited as far as, you know, drinking, partying, and drugs. But, I mean, it is what it is.
More like, but there's still people out there that are gays, that don't think that gay marriage is something to fight about, or, you know, who vote Republican, or all of these other things that I feel like as a gay person you should feel a united front with, and there's people that don't feel that way. So I do think that we are going to continue to be divided. You know, there's so many things going on, you know, the AIDS crisis. I mean, I feel like that's the last major thing that brought the community together so many years ago, when people were just dying from AIDS so quickly. And that's when all the, you know, the lesbians and the gays, blacks, whites, everybody kind of banded together to take care of all the, especially the gay men that were dying so much. That's really the last thing I could think of that's brought everyone together. So
you feel it's going to have to be sort of a massive or major crisis before ethnically we sort of cross this divide in order to stand united as in the LGBT community collectively?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I do feel like it's going to have to be something major that makes people come together, because
it's a large part of my dream to continue to use my voice and continue to use my face beyond YouTube and beyond blogging, to sort of bring attention to a lot of the issues and concerns, the trials, the tribulations and struggles that a lot of young men, young women, older women of the LGBT community are facing every day. I think that when finally a mainstream voice of our generation is given a certain platform and given a certain stage, then I truly believe that we can begin to knock down not only our own personal barriers and struggles, but that of our community overall.